there's been speculation of a Jon Snow spinoff, which has officially been shelved at the time being.
Yeah.
It's kind of it kind of unfortunate because we would love to see where Jon goes after everything that happened, but at the same time, there's not really a big storyline for him to do. They would have to make up everything. There's no written material for him. There's a couple things that I kind of broke down in previous videos. I'll kind of go over it. There's one thing that a way that they can go, but it would have to bring back Dany, and I don't think that's ever going to happen.
I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't think anybody would mind if that happened, but yeah.
Yeah. And
I believe going to Valyria, right? Possibly.
So Drogon took her to Valyria, or was it Valyria? Yeah. And the Red Princess was going to revive her, like Jon Snow got revived, and then there's that revenge battle right there. But do I see that happening? No, unfortunately not. But yeah,
I do like the current slate that we're possibly looking at here for the future of Game of Thrones. This year, 2024, we have House of the Dragon season 2. 2025, next year already, we're getting the Duncan Egg.
Seven Kingdoms, yeah.
The Hedge Knight, Seven Kingdoms, which is going to be a more lax, less grand scale shows like this. And then in 2026, House of the Dragon season 3, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2027 is we're looking at Aegon's Conquest, possibly.
See that I believe I was telling OG this and Jay, shout out to Jay. I think Aegon's Conquest, if they do this properly, will be better than Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, you got to think of it this way, though. There's nothing better than an origin story, and we're finally going to see an origin story of the Targaryen landing in Westeros, and that's something that to me could potentially be the best show as far as the Game of Thrones universe. But do you think that could possibly happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's what people have been craving since season 1 of Game of Thrones, especially in House of the Dragon, constantly mentioning Aegon's dream, his prophecy, the conquest, and all this kind of stuff.
Visenya and his sister, or Aegon and his sister wives. Yeah,
his sister wives, exactly. So it's very interesting. I would love to see it. It's like the epitome of what people love about Game of Thrones, like seeing the Targaryens at their prime. Because even in House of the Dragon, just immediately within conflict, and it's kind of like the fall of the Targaryen dynasty in House of the Dragon. And then in season 1 of Game of Thrones overall, it was just like the fledgling just Dany. But this one, we get to see all the Targaryens, and not even in Westeros at the beginning of season 1, theoretically. It would just be in Valyria. And then you have the Doom of Valyria, then they have to get to Westeros, and that would be crazy. That would be very
interesting. As much as I would love to see that, I don't think they would start it off there.
You think they'll just jump us to Westeros?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow. I think so. And I think I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong because I want to see that transition. But I believe they're going to do the whole Dorne battle when Aegon didn't have. And by the way, I haven't read any of these books. This is straight from people that tell me from my comments in TikTok and Game of Thrones. Is and I did research on this part because it was kind of huge, but. The Seven Kingdoms wasn't the Seven Kingdoms. It was the Six Kingdoms because Aegon couldn't conquer Dorne. Dorne was the last of the Seven Kingdoms that he wasn't able to conquer. And I think they're going to, if they do, rush through, Valyria and all that stuff, and then us see the Battle of Dorne.
Wouldn't Dorne be like a season 2 or 3 kind of thing eventually?
It would be. I just don't know, because there's not really, from what I'm told, there's not really a huge storyline that they can stretch out to like 4 seasons. So yeah, I'm assuming that that if they do this, it's going to be like 2 seasons, and I hope they don't start at Dorne. I hope they do it, but I'm thinking they're going to do that
because I think they'd want to stretch it out as much as possible. I mean, they did a phenomenal job with House of the Dragon season 1. From what I heard, the prologue with just having young Rhaenyra. Hey, what's up?
What up, Webber?
Yeah, with young Rhaenyra and young Alicent, like all that was just like a couple of pages. And then like the real story starts with season 2. Yeah. So it's like, if they can just expand that in the whole 8-episode season, then we can get a lot here with Aegon's Conquest.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree.